Our next speaker for the day is Mr. Pratham Mittal. He is a serial entrepreneur who has founded companies like Neta App, Outgrow and Masters Union, a leading business school in Gurugram. After a successful SAAS startup in the US, Pratham is now all set to disrupt the Indian education space with an undergraduate from University of Pennsylvania. Pratham wishes to bring world-class education to India with Masters Union, where students learn business by running businesses. His session topic will be why hands-on learning is the need of the hour. Pratham ji,
thank you so much.
Please take over.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate the introduction. I just want this to be a little bit more interactive. So I have a few questions that I'd like to ask, the audience, and anyone's more than happy, feel free to answer. What I want to start off with is, I just want to ask, how many students do you think enter higher education every year in India? How many new students join, bachelor's programs or master's program every year in India?
So I think around 4 crore, Pratham?
Yes, I think 4 crore is a total enrollment in higher education. So that means 1 crore new students join, right? Yeah. Generally, let's say average is 3 to 4 years per program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So 1 crore new students join every year, and almost 90 lakhs to 1 crore leave higher education every year as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, out of those 1 crore students who leave higher education every year, who graduate from school, from colleges and institutes, what percentage of them are engineers?
I would not know that, but I know this country is producing 10 times more engineers than we require.
So what percentage of those 1 crore students are engineering students? Anyone can guess. Feel free to type in your response if that's easier.
I think
it's only a guess. It may be 80%.
80%? No. I think less. I think it is not more than 1 lakh or something like that. I would guess.
No, it's a little bit more than. So you're actually two poles apart. I think the exact number is 11 lakhs.
11 lakhs.
Yes.
Yeah, 10 lakh. Yeah, 10, 11. That's
10
right.
to 11 lakhs. Yes. If you count BSc, all of those programs, 11 lakhs. Now, let's say we were to add programs like fashion, law, MBA, design, all of those combined, that's another 5 lakhs. So that's a total of 15 lakhs. We still have 85 lakhs left. What are these 85 lakh students studying? Anyone? What program or what kind of a college are these 85 lakh students going to?
I mean, after graduating or post-graduating, I don't think they go to any colleges per se.
No, after high school, after school or after college, when they go for their post-grad, what kind of degrees, what kind of programs are these 85 lakh students taking up?
Yeah, so they go to simple graduation,
so that's
BSc, BCom, BA, liberal arts,
and BBA.
They go to journalism, law, fashion, technology, and so on and so forth.
So those we have taken out in the 5 lakhs, right? The fashion and journalism, those are smaller programs. So 85 lakh students, you're correct, study BA, BCom and BBA. That's the big chunk, right? Now, out of these 85 lakh students, how many students get a job that pays more than 4 lakhs a year? So we have removed the engineers and we have removed all of the students who take, vocational programs like fashion, design, law, MBA, etc. Now, BA, BCom, BBA, 85 lakh students graduate every year from these 3 programs. What percentage of them get a job that pays more than 4 lakh rupees a year?
I would guess not more than 10% of them.
So 10% would be 8 lakhs. No, the number is lesser than that.
Yeah, I mean, that was my maximum guess.
The number
because even most of the engineers also don't get more than 4 lakh in their first job.
Correct. Out of the 85 lakh students who take BCom, BBA or BA, only 12,000, that means 0.014% of students get a job that puts them in a bracket that they actually have to pay even tax. Right?
Yeah.
So that's how bad the situation is. in terms of at least what we are delivering in colleges and institutes of higher learning. And that's really a big problem, because this kind of a pyramid doesn't exist in any other country. Even in developing countries like Bangladesh, this is not the case. Perhaps Pakistan, Afghanistan are only worse off. And that begs the question: what is the problem with the education system, with the way we are teaching students? And specifically, if you look at these 3 or 4 courses, the one thing that comes out again and again is that the curriculum, the classes, the entire structure is not made in a way that actually makes students learn anything, doesn't make students actually do anything that makes them employable, right? But these problems we all know about, and we talk about it, and we complain about the education system. But there is one department in every university in India, or in most universities in India, which has amongst the highest rates of employment anywhere in the world. These kinds of schools, which exist in every university, the university that you've been to, I've been to, this school specifically is able to graduate students that have the best employability across the world. What is this department? What is this school? Anyone can take a guess.
Yeah. Can you repeat your question, Pankaj? Pratham?
Yeah. So the question is that, within all universities, the universities that you would have been to or that I have been to, there is this one specific department or one specific school within the university where we see that the outcomes that students get, where the graduation outcomes, that means postgraduate placements that students get, are perhaps the best in the world.
I think this is management.
No. Management, perhaps one of the lower ones. BBA, we've already established, is one of the lowest ones.
Well, that then it would be engineering and medicine, I guess.
No, so engineering neither as well, but yes, medicine. The Indian doctors are doing perhaps the best in the world after their graduation. Right? And the reason for that we are able to establish is 3 things. First is that in a medical college, it's real doctors who teach, right? So it's real doctors who are doing surgeries in the morning, who are seeing patients in the morning, and then teaching students in the evening. So what they teach is exactly what the industry needs are, because they themselves are doctors, right? The second thing that hospitals do an amazing job at is that students are taught completely hands-on, right? Students essentially have to do OPD starting from, I think, from year 2 or year 3. They're seeing patients from year 1. They are assisting the doctors from, I think, year 3, year 4 onwards. And in certain departments, they're actually conducting full-blown operations, like in maternity, etc. So students are trained in an apprenticeship way. They're trained in a fully hands-on way, which doesn't happen in our engineering schools, doesn't happen in our medical schools. Doesn't happen in our engineering schools, doesn't happen in our law schools, doesn't happen in our management schools, all of them, right? And the third thing, which is super interesting, very, very interesting, is that a medical college is always situated next to a medical hospital, right? It's never far from a medical hospital. In fact, most medical colleges are inside medical hospitals, right? And we cannot say the same for, let's say, engineering schools. Generally, they are far from the industry. Even the best IITs, etc., are, sitting far away from the industry. Similar is the case with IIMs. Similar is the case with, most large universities that we think about. And that's really something that we have to change. I think in the future, the way we have to improve the education system is to make it look a lot more like medical colleges, right? So imagine a future where, let's say, the automobile, a mechanical engineering department is actually situated within the Udyog Vihar area in Gurugram, where all the factories for Maruti and Hyundai and all of them are. Wouldn't that give students a really good experience? Imagine if the business schools of the country are actually situated in Cyber Hub and Cyber Park and Dalal Street and BKC areas of these cities where all the businesses are located, so that practitioners can come down and teach easily. Similarly, like with law schools, why are our law schools located so far away from our courts? Why can't they be located next to our courts? So I think, there are a few countries like Japan. There's a couple of specific areas in Europe, especially in the Baltic areas with Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Even in Eastern Europe, in Estonia, we have this concept where the industry's responsibility is to teach rather than the university's responsibility to teach. The university's responsibility is to do research, is to create new knowledge, but it's the industry's responsibility to collaborate with the academics and teach. And I think unless we are able to do what we have done with medical colleges, the problem with the outcomes and the placements of our students in higher education will remain, right? And that problem is a bad one, and we have to recognize that. So, we were quite inspired by the medical college format, and that's the reason we started building Masters Union. And we are a group of almost 300 practitioners. We are CEOs, MDs, we have run companies before, we have worked in larger organizations before. And we've built this business school called the Masters Union in a building that we share with Bank of America, with Gartner, with Bain, with McKinsey, with BCG, with PwC, with EY. They're in the same building as the business school. And it's really as easy for these practitioners to just come down, just have to go to the elevator, press floor 1, come down to the ground floor, teach the students. And it's very easy for the students to do their shadow programs, their internships, their apprenticeships by just going up, 2 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors. And that to us has been transformational. We have seen students completely learn new skills. We have seen students get even better placements for 2 years now than Ahmedabad and ISB. And these are students who perhaps were not A++ when they were coming in. They were perhaps B+ or even B-. But when they're going through this educational experience, which puts them in the middle of the business district, they come out A+, right? And so this was an experiment we've been carrying out for the last 2 years. And the data, the results of these experiments are just, they were made public last year. And we are seeing amazing, amazing outcomes. And we really hope that, this experiment and this study that we are carrying out in this experimental business school can slowly be adopted in other schools as well, other universities as well. And that would be something that we would consider to be a huge success for the education system. I'll stop here if anyone has any questions.